Hey guys, so tonight we're going to be going over Facebook lead ads. Very important type of ad in Facebook. First thing you're going to do is go to your ads manager. That would have been set up in one of our earlier lessons if you haven't set it up yet. If you already have it, you go to your ads manager. In there is where we are going to set up our lead ads. So once in ads manager, you have to go to your account. Obviously I have multiple accounts because we deal with multiple clients. So got to be able to jump back and forth between the different accounts. You hopefully will not have this. You'll have one individual account. In this case, I'm going to jump into one of my accounts to give you an example on how to set up a lead ad. Lead ads are ads that actually have a form built into them. That form will be filled out by Facebook automatically with the client's data. When that happens, it's going to push it back into our Salon Ninja platform. So we have the data from that ad and can send them a drip campaign. So here we go. So we are into one of my ad accounts. Okay. The first thing we are going to do is we're going to set up an ad. So you'll see all the different ads in there. They're all turned off right now. You go under campaigns. There's a green button that says create. You're going to create a campaign which has an ad set and an ad inside of it. Okay. So it's kind of crazy the way Facebook does things, but this is the way you have to do it. So you go in, you create an ad campaign, okay? As soon as you go into creating a campaign, you'll be in this screen here, okay? You can choose a title and some things like that, okay? What we wanted, the most important thing right here we want to do is, and this is the question we get already, what's your marketing objective? Our marketing objective is going to be, watch my cursor, survey says lead generation. So that's what we're going after. Okay, so click on lead generation. You're going to get another screen that says, basically asking you some questions, what the campaign name should be, and whether you want a split test. For right now, for the basics, just name it, and you don't need a split test right now. Okay. Campaign budget optimization, just leave it off for now. Hit continue. Okay, so now we are taken to the second step. The second step is what page do you want to connect it to? Obviously, you're going to need to connect it to whatever page you're running this ad for. If you have multiple pages, you'll have to pick it. If not, you can just pick your page. Okay, so that's it. You can see there's some wording on there that we have already approved it to run with this page. That's great. Dynamic creative, this is if you want Facebook to create the ad for you. You don't, leave it off for now. Okay. Next part, super important, the audience. You have two choices, create a new audience or use saved audience. Okay. Using a saved audience is if you have saved a past custom audience, you can use this. In this case, we are just going to move on with create our audience right here. We're going to go to location, pick the United States, whatever area you're in, you can edit that, right? So you might want to target a specific city. If that's the case, then what you can do is you can type in that city, okay? And you're also going to hit the boundary around that city. This is for more detailed targeting. My suggestion is 10 to 20 miles around your salon. So in this case, I'm just typing in our business address, right? So that it will target around that area. You'll see it pulled it up right below it. And then it gives you a bubble. The bubble is usually 10 miles that it gives you. You can adjust that radius if you want. You can also drop pins in different spots to do bubbles around the pins if you wanted to target specific areas. Okay, right there I have 10 miles. I'm going to keep it either between 10 to 20 miles, like I had said. Mine might go out 20 miles because we've got a lot of seashore area, so I want to spread out a little wider. And you can see you can also drag and drop the radius. Okay? So that is how you set your radius. You'll notice the audience size changed by doing that. The audience size is always on the right-hand side. It's going to tell you your potential reach. Next thing is you can do age, right? So if you want to change your age bracket, you can change it there. Depends on what your demographic you're going after is. Gender, you can change that. You can get in some really detailed targeting if you want to with the show more options and things like that based on the size of how many leads it's going to tell you. You can narrow it down even more specific if you decide to. Okay, placements, just leave it on automatic placements. That's your best option for right now. If you want to do manual placements, you can. In other words, where your ad's being shown. Your budget and schedule, this is an important one, right? So we want to cost control here. They are going to give us a daily budget of $20 is what they're suggesting. You can change that to whatever you're comfortable with. Might be $5 a day, whatever it is, right? In this case, we're going to switch it. And you'll also see on the right-hand side, based on when we change the budget, it's going to tell us roughly how many leads we get. And ignore this if it says you'll get 0, because that's just Facebook trying to drive you to spend more money. Typically, $5 to $10 a day is enough to get a good return on your investment. $20 a day, you should be kicking ass with leads coming in. Okay? So I did $10, bumped it up to 10. You'll see the reach jumped up. It's telling me how many leads a day I should get. And on $10, I should be getting probably somewhere from 5 to 7 leads a day. Now, lead ads are a little better because not as many people go through the whole process. Lead ads are more specific, where it's actually going to give you people that want your offer. They're not just people clicking and surfing because they have to provide their information. So next we hit continue. And all this is doing is walking us through the full setup for that ad. Okay. Next thing is the ad name. So you want to name your ad, right? So you might want to put Facebook lead ad with the date, something that is going to make you know that what ad is what, right? Be really specific with naming your ads. Again, all these questions are self-explanatory. Most of them you don't have to do anything with. They're already selected by default for you. Format, you can do a carousel ad or a single video or image. I find that lately the carousel ads don't perform as good as the single image. So in this case, we're using a single image ad. Okay, right here, it's going to ask us how to start setting up the ad. This is where you're going to put your image in, change the image, whatever that image might be. You can add a different image. So that's what I'm going to walk you through, right? So you have tons of images probably uploaded. If you don't, you can always upload them. Very self-explanatory right through the ad process. So we're going to grab this. I think we might use this summer hair, depending, or, okay. When we hit continue, you'll see that the old image is up there still. So we have to delete that image. Again, everything is self-explanatory, right? 2 images can't be used. We have 2 split ads right now, so we're just going to go back and clean this up quickly. Make sure we're running the right one for the right ad. And Facebook will prompt you if it finds that you're making any mistakes, obviously, right? So it's asking me, do I want to remove one of these? Yes. So we only want the one with the hair, right? So we're going to use this image for this particular ad. Now we only have one ad going, right? The next thing we are going to do is put in all of our text and our links inside of the ad. So you'll see right here each area as I go through them, what it changes on the right. So your primary text, and you'll see it changing the stuff on the right as you're typing. Don't mind me, I'm thinking in my brain as I'm typing what we might want to say in that ad, but you can see it's going right above the picture as the primary text. Remember, when you type these things out, you want to get somebody's attention quickly. You want to promote excitement or fear, and you can do both by getting them excited and then telling them there is a limited quantity of this available, and first come, first serve, things like that. So your offer should always be very, very strong offer, or it's just going to get passed over. Don't forget you're competing against Groupon. These type of ads should be used to fill your chairs, empties, times. You'll see I can't type as usual. So I'm trying to think of what I want to put in the ad for all of you, and I'm typing at the same time and recording this video, so it's a little tricky. And you'll see this is the picture headline text, right? So just think of it like that. This is kind of where you're going to put your really bold offer with the scarcity and some other things, right? Now we know there's going to be more than 15 vouchers available, but put 15 vouchers because it's going to pressure them to jump in and take the offer. That goes in that area. Next thing is the description. You're going to want a description. It is optional. Usually I'll put something in there. New clients only, you know, some sort of disclaimer or something about the offer. I mean, for this video's purpose, I probably should have just put whatever in there, but I wanted to give some decent ad copy so you could see what an ad might actually look like that would produce results. Okay, next up is your display link. That's where it says the FB me. Obviously, we don't want FB me, right? So we want our website address in there in case anybody wants to know who we are. Once we get that in there, our next thing is the call to action. We don't want sign up as a call to action, right? That's just I think that's a lame call to action. So we're probably going to put get offer, something to that effect, right? You want to really give them an in-the-face thing that makes them take action. Okay. Next thing is your form. This is what happens when somebody presses the call to action button, right? So Facebook actually creates its own form inside of Facebook so they don't leave Facebook and pre-populates that form for you. That's what a lead ad is. So this is what the form would look like. Enter your info below. Facebook will put their info in for them if it has that info. And Facebook, believe me, has most people's info. So they can just click next, 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 that kind of thing, right, to get the offer. But Facebook builds these lead funnels for you. You have to give the questioning in here, and it's self-explanatory. You have an intro, the questions, your privacy policy, and a thank you screen. And you go through each one, and you're going to type them in. Remember that you should, in the other screens, repeat your offer so they know what offer they're after, and the carrot is still dangled out in front of them, right? There I go with the cap locks on by accident. Anyway, guys, you're getting the gist, right? So you go through this stuff step by step. Facebook will walk you through it. But what we're doing here is we're creating this lead ad. And lead ads are super duper important because, again, Facebook pre-populates these forms. And what's going to happen is when it's all final, right, they're going to push a button. And when they push that button, Facebook is going to, because of our platform, is going to share that data with our platform. So we can then send them an email, text message, all those great drip campaigns we do. They'll come into our file system saying, hey, somebody just went after this offer. They'll notify your front desk that somebody went after the offer. So you can call that person and you can get them in for this service that they're filling this form out for. So it's all about data connection. Facebook strongly integrates with our platform as long as it's a lead ad. If it's not a lead ad, then you're going to have to drop them off of an ad in Facebook into one of our landing pages to basically get this form data, right? We went through that in an earlier lesson with website leads. And you can do it either way. You can run a standard or you can run one of these, and now you'll see I'm going through each one of the steps, right? So now we have the questions that we're going to ask them. Questions are, okay, what information do we want from them? Of course, we want their email and their name and their phone number. And you can add their phone number. You'll see right here, they have some standard ones, and you can just add a question. And they have all types of questions you can ask. Don't ask too many questions or people will go away. Generally, the three you want are email, phone number, and name. And the reason we want them is because our system will automatically do the marketing based on those things. Next one you're going to do is privacy policy. You have to have a privacy policy. You can use their standard policy, or what I usually do is I'll just type in privacy policy. I'll just put in my website address. Facebook will scan your website to see if you have a privacy policy. If you don't, you should probably bury one in your website somewhere. And again, you can just put in your website address like I'm doing here. 99% of the time, that's fine to do because they're already given a standard privacy policy in the Facebook policy, right? You can add a custom privacy policy or a disclaimer. We usually don't, not necessary. Thank you screen. This is the most important part out of this because this is where you're ending, right? So you want to edit this. And you'll see what it says, right? And what you usually want to do is give them some sort of message, right? Not thanks, you're all set. Thanks, keep an eye on your email inbox for your offer, right? Because once we get this data in our system is going to be sending that offer to them in an email and a text message, okay? And you're also going to want to name the button at the bottom. Typically, I would say that the button at the bottom, after we already got their data at this point. So now they have one last option, right? And here it says view website. my opinion is drive them to your booking link. Get them to make an appointment right then and there, right? You can put whatever you want in here. Call the business. Make an appointment, right? You know, we want all these call to actions to be driving them towards making an appointment, getting them in your chair. So the more ways you can touch them with that, the better. Okay, make an appointment, put your phone number in there, and you're good to go. And like here, I'm saying I want to put something in there also, because instead of just saying this has been sent to so and so, I want them to know that, hey, just make that phone call below, but mention this offer so that you can take advantage of your coupon, right? So now you're all set. That is creating a lead ad. It's not that difficult to do. Hit save and or finish. Okay, our ad is now created. It is ready to go. It's going to ask you a little bit more information right there for your tracking pixel. If you have one in Facebook, you should install a tracking pixel on your website with Facebook's pixel right here. You can review it, or you can confirm it and launch the ad. When you confirm it, it's going to put that ad onto your Ads Manager dashboard. You'll see it there right at top, right? It's going to say in draft and or published. It might say in review depending on the ad itself, right? So now it's in review. In review means that the Facebook team is reviewing it, make sure it's okay, and then it will go live as soon as it comes out of review. And that's all you have to do to create an ad, guys. So I'm just going to delete it because I'm not going to run a test ad for $10 a day. Okay, so we just created our Facebook lead ad.